Is taking the wraps off of our new top states for business for 2015. Last year, Arkansas was in the middle of the pack. It was tied for 30th. What brought the state down? Well, education and innovation, two things the current governor is now tackling with his recent push to make coding courses available at all high schools in the state of Arkansas. Joining us now to explain his tech push is Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to talk about this.
We were at 30 last year. I don't know what number we're gonna land you at this year, but explain what you're doing with coding, how much it's going to cost, and when you're going to actually see the benefit.
Well, the fact is that nationally, only 1 out of 10 high schools in America offer computer science or computer coding classes. We're changing that. In Arkansas, next year, we will offer it in 100% of our high schools across the state. We've mandated it to be offered. We passed the legislation, and we put $5 million to retrain teachers, math teachers, so that it could be offered as a core graduation credit. With that incentive, we're hopeful that our students will be encouraged to take it. I've been traveling to different high schools promoting computer science education, and the fact that there's over 1.1 million jobs that will be unfilled in our economy between now and 2020 in the computer science field. So this is about innovation. It's about providing the workforce of the future. And Arkansas is leading the way, the first state to have this comprehensive computer science education program.
You have companies, obviously Walmart's the biggest, but Tyson Foods, Murphy USA, Murphy Oil, Dillard's. You say that coding is going to become part of everybody's job. Is it almost going to be like learning a new language for everybody, you think, broadly speaking?
It is, and that's the message of whether you're in agriculture. It is a software that monitors how much water you put on the crops. In manufacturing, it's robotics. These have to be programmed through software. So every field that you go in, and of course we have Walmart, it's really a high-tech company in retail. You have Dillard's, you have Murphy Oil, as you mentioned. We have 7 Fortune 500 here in this state, all engaged in the tech arena, and our workforce needs to be prepared for them. But it's also the innovators. We're trying to encourage the innovation hubs so that we can have the next tech giant right here in Arkansas.
You're going to offer the program to all students, but how many do you think are going to take it, and what are you going to do to try to persuade them to do so?
Great question. And my goal over time, within the next 4 years, to have 20% of our students take computer science while they're in high school, and this will mean we'll produce 6,000 graduates that have ability in computer programming. That can change the economy. How do you get there? One, you've got to retrain teachers, and then secondly, we made it a core graduation credit. So it's not just a career tech class, but this is a math class or science class that can give you help toward graduation. Those incentives really should inspire the students as well as the ability to get a job when they finish the course.
Governor, while we have you here, I'd love you to wade into the debate on the Confederate flag. Walmart, the biggest company in your state, has decided that they will not keep it on their shelves. Is that the right decision?
Well, each company will make the decisions based upon their customer base. It's market-driven, but it's also sensitivity to the customers. I think it's certainly important that we don't have symbols in our society that are offensive to a segment and that arouse racial division. And so I really am proud of the fact that we're focusing on unity. We're focusing on bringing people together. And I think really South Carolina has been an incredible example to the nation in terms of faith, in terms of response to this incredible tragedy they've experienced.
But just to put a fine point on it, if you were the CEO of Walmart, you'd take it down. I mean, I know you're giving the choice over to companies, but your personal view on this?
Walmart does what they need to do. I think that the decision makes some sense, but every retailer is going to make the decision for themselves. Walmart, certainly as large as they are, being the #1 retailer, sets a pattern. I think it makes sense as a sensitivity to customers, but there's going to be a marketplace. We're not trying, I don't think government should be about banning products that even might reflect some type of speech. To some people, it's history. To some people, it's a symbol. So, the consumers will determine that. There's going to be a marketplace out there, but Walmart, out of sensitivity to their customers, I'm sure, said no to that. They set an example and a high standard, and hats off to Walmart.
Governor, what about the Arkansas flag? I know it does not have the Confederate flag on it, but there is a blue star on it that is representative of the Confederacy, and that's something that the critics have called and into question at this point. What do you say about that?
You know, you'd really have to be a history major to figure out all of that. We've got one star. We have 4 stars, and they all represent a different part of Arkansas history. You cannot deny history. And so I think whether it's our connection to Spain or whether it's our connection to France, you know, Spain had a Spanish Inquisition at one point. I don't think you can simply erase all of that. And so I haven't heard any complaints about it from my constituents, but it's, you know, we want to continue to measure whether it's there as a point of history, which is how I view it. I don't think we want to have symbols in our society that have political representation of being divisive, and I don't see our flag in that context. We'll see, you know, whether there's greater concerns raised, but to me it's a moment of history, and it's not a symbol of divisiveness.
Okay, we're going to leave the conversation there. Governor, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.